joining us today. And today I will be telling you about Jesus resisting the devil. Jesus has been in the wilderness, and the devil comes to him to tempt him and to giving him power and food. But Jesus resists. He resists even after he's been wandering in the desert for 40 days and is probably really tired and hungry and thirsty. So he's showing us even if we are hungry or tired or thirsty, resist the temptation. Now my dad will come over and do something else.
Thank you, Baker. That was awesome. He came up with that all on his own, and what a joy it is to see both he and Henry kind of come into their own faith and want to share that faith with all of you, because I know they wish they could share it with you in person, but it's just been one of the great joys of this experience is seeing them grow together like this. So kind of going off what Baker started with, I really wanted to kind of end with something that connects to his idea of Jesus, resisting the temptation of Satan in the desert. Because all of us right now are faced with our own temptations. Maybe it's not the same that are being offered to Christ when he's in the wilderness, but for some of you, the temptation is apathy. You're finding it really hard to be motivated right now, whether it's with work or school or whatever it is. And some of you is, you're being tempted to maybe engage in activities that you maybe normally wouldn't if you were in a community of Christians that you were, on campus, or maybe you were regularly engaging with community of Christians on Sundays at church. So maybe you find yourself tempted to go a different direction. And then I think a bigger part for almost all of us is the temptation of kind of giving ourselves over to the chaos, and not just giving ourselves over to the chaos, but also feeding the chaos ourselves by despair, or by us not following the commandment for us to be peacemakers, or for not following Christ's encouragement that blessed are the peacemakers. We have an opportunity right now to spend a lot of time with our family. A lot of time with our family. Some of you may be spending time with your friends, but more than anything, you are really in one spot for a very long time, and it is really easy to be someone who gets real frustrated by being around people all of the time. And I just want to remind you that Christ does say, blessed are the peacemakers. So resist the temptation to give yourself over to being the person that engages, whether it's on social media or in real life, in a way that's combative, or a way that might just add to the anger and chaos that's out there. For me personally, one of the things I've had to do is really kind of pick and choose. If you're, you know me, I love Twitter, and the things that I've had to really do is pick and choose what I respond to and how I engage, because Twitter is just worse than ever, but also greater than ever. And for me, I don't see any value in adding to the despair people are already putting out there. You put it in the context of something like Facebook, and all of our moms or dads, or maybe you're someone who does this, sharing memes and posting stuff, and it's increasingly lacks a tone of compassion, and increasingly is combative. Wherever you fall in the political spectrum, or what you think about like what's going on right now, I think we can all agree that there's a distinct lack of kindness and grace. So really, I mean it literally, be a peacemaker. Don't be someone that sows discord. But more than that, I think it's important that we understand that when we talk about peace, it's not just an adjective that we engage in, but it's also a fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5:22 tells us the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. I can't imagine a better list of descriptors, a better list of verbs even, so adjectives and verbs, and a better list of goals for us to engage in, to prayerfully engage in right now. You know, when we talk about resisting temptation, it's this idea of, a lot of times we talk about sin, but it's also giving, like I said earlier, giving ourselves over to despair. And I want to encourage you, if you feel frustrated because you don't know where your internship's coming or what's going to happen with your job, like I mean, 6 months from now or whatever is going to happen with your work, kind of where we are, or maybe you don't know, what's going on with graduate school, or what you signed up for class is not exactly what you're getting right now, or may not be what you're getting in the future. Let me encourage you not to give yourselves over to the temptation of anger or frustration or despair, but instead re-engage the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Now more than ever are those the things that we should be praying for. Those are the characteristics that we should be praying for, and those are also the actions that we should be prayerfully engaging in. Because we are surrounded by our family, we're surrounded by our friends, our significant others. We can't get away from them. We can't get away from the news. And it's very obvious that the majority of the world is not chasing after peace or love or joy or patience or kindness or goodness or faithfulness, gentleness or self-control. And instead, they're giving themselves over to whatever this situation is making them feel like. So I just want to encourage you to take a step back from the chaos. And however you want to define peace in your life, I want to encourage you to rediscover what it means for you right now. It means a lot of things, and one of the things that it's not just being nice to those around you, but making real effort to bring peace to the world. And how can we do that? You can text a friend, you can call a grandparent, you can be diligent in your responses to others. It's easy, even though we are just sitting around kind of, or you are busying yourself in some way, it's easy for us to just sort of forget and not respond to texts or emails or phone calls or even in-person stuff, but really be diligent in your response and how you respond to others. And let the peace of Christ wash over you. Be a peacemaker, but also allow the peace of Christ to wash over in your life, because we ultimately know we're going to be okay. We ultimately know that through this process, no matter how difficult, those fruits of the Spirit, as long as we continue to chase after them and engage them, will win out in the end. I encourage you to go to Him in prayer. Go to Christ in prayer and pray for His peace. Pray for the peace and understanding that He can offer. Pray for a renewed spirit of engaging in the fruits of the Spirit. Pray for the peace of Christ. And pray as John 16:33 instructs us to. Be reminded of this prayer as John 16:33 reminds us. Christ says, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Let me repeat that again. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. Because in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. We have this promise from Christ that He has overcome the world, and in Him we have peace. So let's chase after these fruits of the Spirit. Let's chase after and be the people that bring love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control to the world. And not just to the world, let these fruits of the Spirit wash over you. And I encourage you, as you engage in prayer, we've been talking about prayer, and we will continue to talk about it. Let these fruits of the Spirit serve as prompts for you moving forward in your life. Maybe you need to pray a little bit more for joy. Maybe I'm someone who's praying for peace or patience. Maybe you're looking for faithfulness or gentleness. Whatever it is, let these fruits of the Spirit serve as prompts for you, because I want to ask you today, what is it that you need? What is it right now out of this list, out of this group, that you find yourself longing for the most? What do you find hardest to engage in regularly now that your life is upended in some way? Be reminded of the fruits of the Spirit and engage them. Let the peace of Christ wash over you and find these back in your life. And let me just say, if you have enough time to watch The Office or some random Netflix show that they've come out with, whatever it is, if you're reading 100 books a week, if you have time to do all of that, let me just very matter-of-factly say to you, you have time to pick up the Word of God and discover what it has to say to you. If you are not regularly picking up the Word of God, even outside of a Bible study, just to read it like a book, if you're not regularly picking up the Word of God and engaging right now, what else is it going to take? Because if you're not doing it now, I'm not sure when you will. So I encourage you, maybe start in Galatians if it's been a while. But find these fruits of the Spirit and find what they can do for you. And know that we are here for you. Know that we are here praying for you wherever you are, whoever you are. We are praying for you. Maybe you've got a big test coming up, or maybe you've had a big test that's been delayed. Maybe it's been a while since I've heard from you. I would love to hear from you again. I think that it's easy for us to find ourselves kind of just waking up and going through the motions of the day. And when I was walking through this process with Baker, he really spoke to me when he said, I want to talk about Jesus and the temptations, because we are tempted every day, but now we're tempted in new ways. And I think the big temptation for us is apathy and a disengagement. And so here we have a child who has reminded us to re-engage and resist those temptations. And for me, the thing that struck out was just the peace of Christ. And then that peace of Christ really led me to the rest of the fruits of the Spirit. And I hope that this has been fruitful for you guys. And, we technically only have a couple more weeks together. And I hope that these videos that we're doing are helping you in some way, helping you stay connected to us, but also helping refresh you in your life and just kind of are serving as an encouragement to you. If it's something that you're enjoying, I would love to hear from you. If there's something that I can be praying about, that my family can be lifting up, even if it's been a while, please text me or send me a message on social media or whatever it is, and let me know. Even if it's been a long time since we've seen each other, I want to hear you. I want to hear from you. I want to pray for you, because we're all in this together. And I want you to know that Christ is still here. He is present every day, and as Baker was a great reminder, he is calling us to resist the temptation to think otherwise. Just real quickly, if these have been encouraging to you, please let me know, and we'll continue to do them. If you would like to see something like this during the summer, we normally don't do something like this during the summer, but I think we could work something out where maybe we do one every other week, or a video every week, or every other week, or whatever. If that's something that would appeal to you, I would, even if it's just one of you, I would do that. So please let me know. I would love to hear from all of you. Baker's going to get up and push stop here right now. I just thank you for being here with us today. Y'all have a great day, and grace and peace be with you.